one big chunk of the work that happened recently, Chris, was the deposition of a Houston police detective. We haven't talked about this.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't think this even came up while you were gone. The Houston police detective who believes that Deshaun Watson committed multiple crimes. And Charles Robinson of Yahoo got the full transcript, did an analysis of it, put up some excerpts. It's a long article to read.
Right.
For me, there were three big takeaways. One, Hardin's people are trying very, very diligently to suggest that the presumption of innocence that applies when you're actually charged with a crime somehow should apply to the investigation of the crime. And that when a woman walks through the door to the police station and has a complaint of sexual assault to make against a man, there should be a presumption of innocence where they just don't believe her without evidence. We don't believe you without it. Well, the evidence is her story. That's how it works. The police officers are trained and experienced in assessing the credibility of the people who come through the door with a complaint to make against someone else. You do a threshold credibility assessment. Do we believe this person or do we not? If we believe them, we go forward. And if the defendant chooses to exercise his constitutional right against incrimination by choosing to not talk, which Deshaun Watson did, what do? At some point, the process goes forward, and somebody else has to decide whether or not there's probable cause to have a trial or whether there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And they get this whole presumption of innocence idea grafted onto the police officers where they're supposed to just walk around saying, we presume everyone's innocent. Well, how's anyone ever charged with a crime then if we're going to walk around presuming everyone's innocent? It's a backward-ass way of viewing the system because they are groping now, Chris, for that silver bullet that ends this.
Of course.
And if they can paint the entire process as failing to honor the constitutional rights of Deshaun Watson, the presumption of innocence, that's bogus. That's one of the big takeaways. There's another one, though, that made me think of something we talked about very early on when we talked about getting massages. And I think you said this, that when you would get a massage when you were playing, your wife was sitting in the room.
She stayed around, yeah. Like
right?
I had a few instances where, yes, there was a few females who came to my apartment in Tampa, and they were good looking. I had got, reference, and my wife was like, okay, I was going to go for a workout, but I'm going to stay here inside the apartment.
Now, Deshaun Watson, at least based on one of the lawsuits, and I assume others are making the same claim, but it's definitely in lawsuit number 23. He wanted it to be one-on-one. He wanted these massages to happen this way.
Yeah, right.
The therapist and him and no one else around, okay? If that's the case, if that's true across the board,
yep,
and assuming that he was going to these massages hoping that they would take a turn for a sexual encounter, remember, there have been three admissions of massage sessions that became sexual encounters after the massage ended, whatever that means. It's his own fault for creating this situation. He thinks an NDA is going to protect himself. You know what protects you? A witness is what protects you.
Yeah.
Someone in the room who can testify, who can break the tie, because as of right now, it literally is he said, she said. You get somebody else in the room, that's the person who says, nothing happened. I was there the whole time. Nothing happened. So and this gets back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago. At some point, you have to accept responsibility for creating this environment that allows these people, if they are lying about you, you created the environment that allows them to lie about you. And Chris, and again,
that's why he's not getting a lot of public remorse. I think those are the reasons.
I'm trying to be fair.
Yeah.
If it was one person, we'd say, okay, fine.
Sure.
We'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But at some point, the snowball becomes an avalanche. And when you are at 24 going on 26, and there's been no evidence to suggest that Tony Buzbee is the Pied Piper holding these people together who are just trying to make a money grab. 18 of them could have grabbed the $100,000 last year and they didn't get it. If they're just in it to make a money grab, they're pissed off and they're complaining to somebody that they had $100,000 last year and I can't believe I just want my $100,000, because they know if this is true, that it's a bunch of meritless to the point of frivolous claims, and Tony Buzbee is spearheading all this to try to get some massive payday when he doesn't deserve it and when his clients don't deserve it, somebody would break ranks.
100%.
Somebody would talk out of line.
100%.
Somebody by now with that many people would have broken. They wouldn't be able to avoid it. They would say something to somebody that would be that smoking gun, that would expose that it's all one big sham. And the longer that we go without that happening, without any proof of it, and if it's out there, Rusty, it's on you to bring it to us so we can take it to the world and explain what's going on. There's no evidence of that at all. That's what makes it
almost the opposite
to me. That's what makes it to me persuasive as a juror in the court of public opinion.
Sure.
That there's merit to these cases.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's no doubt we would have heard, chirping, rumors, whatever. It's falling apart, blah 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 blah. There's no way you're going to hold all these people, and if it's some conspiracy or ruse or whatever else, and they're all going to stick together through this process. No. But again, the warning signs we kind of get is that they're fairly comfortable sitting back and waiting, and that it seems that the fact that Deshaun Watson doesn't seem to show remorse on Real Sports and things like that, it to me is only going to make some of these women double down even more, because it just, again, they're going to go, wait, I've been disrespected, I was mistreated, and this person doesn't seem to care a whole lot at all, if at all, about the people that were hurt by this. And as you see, they're hanging in there, and they don't seem impatient or anything that there's this is falling apart. So I'm with you. It looks the opposite, really. It really does. The longer it goes on, the more and more it just seems like, hey, I believe this side compared to Deshaun Watson. What has Deshaun Watson and his side really given us to make us think, anything that we should believe them? That's where I guess I fall right now with this whole episode.
They want us to just accept the talking points. They want us to independently scrutinize the credibility of the individuals. Look, if there is something out there, a smoking gun that shows that someone is lying, we're all ears. We're here. These deposition transcripts aren't subject to any type of a court order that prevents the information from being disseminated. If you've got something that really shows that somebody is running a scam on Deshaun Watson, then bring it to us. But the idea that 26 people are lying, wrong, conspiring, no one is going to buy that without proof.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.